Yeah, what he said. Oh, yeah, welcome to the G.N.A. podcast, Games, Nerds, and Alcohol, where we cough into the mic and drink. I forgot what I was going to say.
Stuff.
Yeah, we do stuff. We do stuff to things. Not like two things. Like, we talk about stuff and things. Yeah, that. Anyway.
Pontificate.
As you can hear, we're being joined by Article tonight. How you feeling, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I am well into the 3 sheets to the wind. I think I'm actually counted as 4 sheets at the moment.
That's a lot of sheets. What are you doing with all them sheets in the wind, bro?
Well, I'm trying to catch something out of the wind.
Sounds like a drunken orchestra. All these sheets.
Yes, it is. And you heard him. We got Microbrew D from Microbrew Gamers. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling very microbrew, man.
Nice. Oh, God. It's been a hell of a week.
Short week for me.
Seconded.
Well, it's been a short week for me, too. I had Monday off, but it's still been a long week.
Oh, I took Monday through Wednesday off.
Oh, well, yeah. You good GS people.
Yeah, I'm a lazy sack of shit. Look at that go. Actually, I had to visit my mom.
Oh, how's she doing?
Healing pretty quickly. She's doing much better.
That's good.
Getting over that full knee replacement.
Yeah, that's oh man, that sketched me out, you know?
And now she's got parts at work.
Yeah, which is probably the attitude I should have had going into it, because it's a pretty like it's, as far as surgeries go, it's, you know, as you age, it's one of the more common ones, you know.
Yeah.
But still, it's just like weird to think. I'm like, oh man,
it's like shit. Mom's getting old. Fuck. Yeah. It means we're getting old. Fuck.
Well, son of a bitch.
Time is a son of a bitch, man.
Yeah, whenever she says that, I like, hey, Ma, can you repeat that slowly? Whenever she calls me that.
Oh, you're such a dick.
I am.
I would just give her that look whenever she did it, you know? She'd be like, you son of a bitch. I'd be like, come on.
Really?
Now.
It's like, we already knew this.
Really, Mom? Like, really?
Yeah, it's like, you're making my job easy.
Well, let's go around the room here. What is everybody drinking? Or smoking? Or whatevering? It's been a long week, so, I mean, shit, anything short of shooting heroin I don't want to hear about. So, Article, what are you doing, man?
Smoking heroin, does that... No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, that still works. It's not shooting. It works. It's smoking, it works.
No,
cook it up right.
Just kidding. I would never do that stuff, and I advise nobody else to do it either. It fucks up lives. All right, but I am smoking some weed, so
nice.
Maybe hypocritical. I don't really know, but again, I got that New York City Diesel, some good shit. Sativa. It's really one that I try to keep around a lot because it's just a good go-to. And yeah, I haven't really cracked into it yet, but probably will.
Nice. What are you, D?
Well, I'm stomach was feeling a little not so good. I wasn't feeling so good, so I'm settling it down with some Sprite and making sure I murder off any bad germs with some vodka added in, you know?
Way to be. I wish I could get some vodka in me.
Vodka's pretty much the way to go if you want to kill something.
Yeah, that's accurate. I myself am I don't know how many drinks I am in. I think I'm 5 drinks in on a bottle of Captain Morgan's private stock. I got a handle of it.
That sounds good.
You know, it's a nice, chill, relax, got a nice little bit of flavor to it. A lot of vanilla, a little bit of clove, real spicy. It's nice. It's a nice, relaxing drink. I'm probably going to switch off to scotch somewhere in the middle here, just because I got some Dalmore, and after I've downed some of these, that Dalmore is going to slide right down. But yeah, it's good stuff. It's one of my go-tos. That and Kraken. Man, if I had some Kraken right now, it'd be going down. I probably wouldn't remember the show.
You know what else slides right down? Some good greasy bacon.
Oh yeah, I could go for some bacon.
I
can't hash browns.
I can't chew
whiskey?
it. Dalmore, yeah, it's a single malt.
All right. Have you ever had Jameson?
More times than I can count.
That was always my go-to back in the day.
Yeah, see, Jameson, though, like, whenever Jameson comes out, that means shit's going down. Like, it's going to happen. Something is going to happen. Don't know whether it's good, don't know whether it's bad, but something's going to happen.
Drink and fight.
I rarely drank responsibly back then, so...
Exactly. Yeah. There's no like, hey, I'm going to do this proper. Nope. Just going to get fucked up.
Cecil, are you insinuating that you drink responsibly now?
I actually, in compared to how I used to drink, abso-frackin-lutely.
Yeah, there's a big difference between, like, sitting down at the end of a day and having a few versus, like, pulling into port and within the hour you are fucking just sloshed. That's just not good.
Yeah, it's a difference between, hey, I've got this 30 rack. Let's see how quickly I can drink all 30. To, hey, I've got this 4-pack. Let me see if I can savor this throughout the entire night.
I do have a 12 rack of Miller Lite in my fridge, I think.
No, that doesn't count as a beer.
Yeah, plus it's got to be less than like 5% alcohol, I think, by law here. Because I think I got it in a grocery store.
Isn't that like...
It's pretty much
where they collect...
water.
I thought it's where they collect, like, recycled drunk pee. And then filter it down.
It's a possibility. I told you guys about the Miller High Life keg, right?
You realize that's literally just what rain is, right?
Yeah, so they probably just collected rain and said, hey, this is a beer.
Yeah, like we're all drinking dinosaur piss.
I don't trust those guys.
Pretty much what it is.
I'm okay with dinosaur piss, though. Like, it's probably... Dinosaur piss is probably the better piss that I've drank in my life.
I just don't want any fresh from the penis piss.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to equate the two, no.
No, R. Kelly, no.
Now, I guess my question is...
Stay in jail.
Is there money involved here, or is it, like, just straight no? I mean, what's the qualification? Nah, forget it anyways.
You were getting radio silence on that one.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I don't think I would pay. Like, you know, I just don't think I could do that.
But to say, we're not the 1%. We get pissed on enough, you know?
Yeah, we do.
Trickle-down economics.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Trickle-down economics. Oh, God. And that's about as political as we are going to get on this show. Let's go on to the next segment. What is State of Games? State of Games, if you don't know what it is, State of Games is where we talk about what we've played for the past week, or we just simply pontificate on how we feel games are today. So why don't we go around the room? Dee, what's your State of Games there, guy?
I almost forgot my State of Games. Well, I actually picked up a cool little thing I hadn't seen, like at all. Went to that little shop with Zyber. He finally brought me when I was over up at the parents'. He brought me up to that game store he's always talking about. It is a nifty little place. So I picked up a Sega Master System, the version 2, the Sega Master System 2. The only Sega Master System 2s I've ever come across were PAL version. I was actually doubting it got released in the US until I found one. And so I've been playing some Sega Master System with the kids. Some old school. Awesome. Some Alex the Kid, you know, R-Type, stuff like that.
Was that the one that had, what the hell is it? The guy, the Dream Master, the one where all
it's
the
a side-scrolling space one that had all the alien shit.
Crap, I'm completely brain blitzing now. Like Alex the Dream Master?
Anyway, Dee, you were talking.
No, I asked if it was that specific game. I kind of was waiting for a response.
Yeah, nobody knows. Yeah, that's literally because nobody was talking.
Yeah, after I said, yeah, was it Alex the Dream Master? And then I stopped.
It was just dead silent. Like it got uncomfortably silent.
All right. Well, let's move on then. So
I was playing. Yeah, R-Type is a little spaceship game where you're shooting up the little aliens and all that stuff.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. So playing some of that stuff. Been playing the Shining Resonance still, and of course tried out Apex Legends with you and been tinkering around with that here and there. But didn't get a chance to play too many games this week because I was visiting the parents. So, but cool that I added another item to my collection, and yeah,
very cool. What about you, Article? What's your state of games, man?
Pretty dope. I think I've been enjoying Apex Legends. Also, there was just I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet, but there was recently an update for Blackout. For Call of Duty 4, actually, it was not just Blackout, but supposedly the map got some new features, new zombies map, stuff like that. So I'm gonna be checking that out.
Nice.
But yeah, other than that, I haven't had too much time to focus on games this week. The last I played was the past weekend with you guys, and then with Shinzu on Saturday. Actually, we sat down, we played for a bit. That was fun.
Very cool. Well, my state of games is I've actually played a ton. I played some Terraria with Dee and Koa. I've been playing a bunch of Oh, go ahead, Dee.
Oh, that was me, actually.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Arnold.
I was going to ask, what is Terraria? Because I've seen it around, and I'm like, is it worth investing in? Is it good?
Do you like crafting games?
I don't know.
So, do you
I don't
have
think
any...
I've ever played one.
It's like a 2D Minecraft meets horror.
So basically what it is it's a 2D side scroller, and you've got a map, you can choose the size of it, and you have some basic tools like a shovel, a pickaxe, whatever. And you can dig down, you can dig dirt, you can chop down trees, and you can build a house, you can build chests, you can craft, you can open up chests and find different things. As you dig down farther into the ground, you find veins of minerals, which allows you to make better weaponry or better material or better equipment.
Sure.
Which allows you to get farther down into the map. Eventually you get down into hell, and you find things like the Wall of Flesh, and your friends will kill that while you really are on the top building a house for everybody to live in. And then everything becomes psycho hard and kills you, and you lose everything, and then you don't play the game for like 18 months.
I'm down.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's fun.
So as you play and you're trying to upgrade your equipment, increase your life, do all that stuff, and learn how to craft new things, you get attacked by zombies and demon eyes, and eventually the Eye of Cthulhu comes and screws your day up, and yeah,
right.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of different weapons in it. So you've got different things like you got a spell book that you can shoot a spell across the wall with. You got boomerangs, swords, axes, mallets, all sorts of different things. And since it's 2D, it's pretty easy to grasp. There's left, right, up, and down. It's pretty much the directions you have to go. So it makes it pretty easy and simplistic in that fashion to comprehend. It's definitely fun. I think I like it on PC better than console, only because on PC there are some mods that you can get for it that make it a little bit more palatable. Plus, it'll run on almost anything. I could get this thing to run on a toaster if I could find a way to hook up a monitor to it.
It'll run on your Mac.
Nothing runs on my Mac.
Well, I think a hamster that ran by it will run on it.
Well, across it.
Yeah. Well, it was on it for a second.
Right.
Left a couple turds, That's what hamsters do.
But yeah, I've been playing that. I got a little Destiny 2 in this week. I played it. So I got this weird, interesting game called Cultist Simulator. And I got to admit, I am super confused on how the hell that game really works. Because it's like a card game, but it's not a card game, but it is a card game. It's confusing as hell.
Like it doesn't know what it wants to be?
I don't think I know what it wants to be.
It's all fun and games till the ATF shows up.
Yeah, it's weird. It's the best way I could describe it. It's weird. But yeah, that's about all I've been playing. I've been playing a bunch of Marvel, not Puzzle Quest, Marvel Strike Force on my phone. Yeah, that's about it. Anywho, so our topic for tonight, we are so I actually completely forgot, and I don't even remember whatsoever talking about this, at all. But obviously we did, because Zyber came right back and was like, "Oh yeah, dude, it's this." Oh, good, because I didn't remember. Talking about real life games and how they translate off into well, not real life games. So games like paintball, laser tag, escape rooms, and how they translate, games that kind of were inspired by them, or vice versa, games that were out that those things were inspired by. And the first thing that came to mind when I read that was Outer Zone laser tag. Actually, Primary Circle had mentioned it in chat, and I was just like, oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That place was awesome. I miss it.
Oh yeah, that game was so much fun.
And we got competitive at that too.
Oh dude, so you remember Dickie Crozier, right?
Oh yeah.
So he and I used to go there all the time, before we had our falling out, and we literally would go in there, and the two of us would just completely wreck house. We went in the one time, and there was a birthday party. And as we're signing up, we're doing our normal sign up thing, and as we're getting ready to sign up, the person goes, "Oh, okay, yeah, so we're going to put you on your own team." And me and Dickie look at each other and we're like, "What?" Like, yeah. So there's 2 birthday parties in there. We're going to just put you on your own team so you're not on either birthday party.
Mistake.
Okay. So we went in there. We had some fun. We had a lot of targets to shoot at. And when we came out, not really thinking about it. So we walked back towards the counter. And the girl who was behind the counter, she was short. I want to say like tiny, but she was short. She was petite. Let's put it that way. And all of a sudden she comes around that desk and she starts beating the crap out of me. Like utterly beating the crap out of me. Like not playful. Not like, oh, we're playing. No, she was beating the crap out of me. And I'm sitting there going, what? What did you do to the birthday party? Like, what do you mean, what did we do to the birthday party? Like, they got a negative score. They got a what? And, so we got our scorecards back, and one of the teams had like a negative 400 and something. The other team had like a negative 20. And we're like, oops. So.
That was possible?
Yeah, I didn't know that, if you shoot enough of them, that it actually subtracts their score. And, they'll get a negative score. Did not know that. So there was that.
That's worse than total defeat right there.
Yeah, there's no coming back from that.
It was pretty funny.
That was. I actually really dug playing, which I did for a short period, airsoft.
Oh yeah.
With the really nice, and not just like the cheap guns you get in like Walmart, but I mean the really good. I started hanging out with some guys that were like hardcore into it, so they had all the really expensive gear,
like the military style stuff.
Exactly. So I actually got to play with some of that gear, so that was really cool. And that level of gear, the pellets actually did sting a little bit.
Oh,
I still demolished that kid.
Yeah.
with a shitty pump shotgun.
Whoa, a what?
Like one of those, not a legitimate shotgun, obviously, but for airsoft.
Airsoft.
They all had those like crazy gas powered, like super, fully automatic, can shoot you at like 100 yards. I stuffed my ass into just literally dove into a bush, and then was just like suspended in a bush until they walked right next to me, and I just annihilated him. So I got killed because there were like 3 of them there, but I wanted to prove the point to him. I was like, it doesn't matter how good you think you are, you can always get got.
Oh. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I liked airsoft. That was a fun thing. It's kind of like the little Call of Duty in real life light.
Yeah, it's super fun, man.
I never got into airsoft. I got into paintball. I never got into airsoft, though.
Paintball was a lot of fun.
Both are fun. One really likes to shit on the other, but in reality, they're both fucking fun as shit. They really are.
But one at least leaves you cleaner. The other one, you definitely don't want to use your good clothes.
That's why paintball is satisfying, because it's like either you get good, or you're going to have a shitty time later cleaning all this shit up.
Look at me, I'm tie-dye. Oh, you're one of the bad ones, ain't you?
Well, I remember playing paintball I think I had just purchased my own marker. Like, I finally purchased my own marker. It was a Tippmann 98 custom, completely stock, nothing fancy on it, anything like that. And we're on a just a general woods course. You know, it was like an uphill versus a downhill type of thing. And we were on the uphill. We were facing downhill. And you think, oh, we got the higher ground. This is going to be easier. No, definitely wasn't easier. So I'm running in, and me in my infinite wisdom, I decided that wearing some very thin spandex so that it was more maneuverable would be the better thing to do. So I was literally wearing Under Armour. Like, that was it.
And their team, maneuver this, bitch.
Well, so I ran up and I hid behind a tree. And as I'm hiding behind this tree, I just hear paintballs whizzing by me. Just wink, wink, wink. Like every few seconds, they're just a barrage of paintballs. So they saw me, but they couldn't get me because I was behind this tree. Now, the tree wasn't that big. It was a pretty small tree. But because of the way I was, if a paintball actually hit me, it kind of deflected off of me. So they never actually splattered on me. So I said, crap, I got to get out of here. So I see, like, off to the side, there's some bushes. Like, oh yeah, I got this. So I run and I Superman dive into these bushes. Would have been really helpful if I figured out that these bushes they were pricker bushes. So, yeah. I end up getting into these pricker bushes. I finally get out of said pricker bushes, and nobody saw me. Like, this I have no clue how the hell it worked out, because nobody saw me go in there. You would have seen a 6.5-foot man run and charge into these pricker bushes. They never saw me. So I army crawl my way out of these damn bushes, and I get onto their side. I'm behind them now, because that's how long these pricker bushes were. I'm all the way behind them. And I'm going, there is no effing way that I made it all the way behind them and I'm not tagged. So I see one of the refs and I go, I'm motioning at him. I'm like, paint check. And he's like, no, you're good. So I sneak up and I see one guy loading his marker, and he's got one of the pellet hoppers, and he's sitting there loading his marker. And I'm just like, oh, well, he's not that far away. So I let off a barrage of like 5 or 6 pellets at him. One shot through his hopper and actually shattered his hopper. And that's not the thing that startled him. The thing that startled him is that the next 2 hit him in the hand and then the forearm. So all of a sudden he's like, ow, ow, ow. And he calls out paint. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I sneak up, and there was 2 guys left. So as I'm sneaking up, the one guy was in this little dugout right in front of me, and he was doing like a little pop up with his marker shooting around. And I'm like, all right. So I sneak up on him. And as I'm sneaking up on him, I see his partner to my right. And all of a sudden, his partner sees me, goes to turn to open fire on me, and I'm going, oh crap, I'm done. Doesn't say a word, just turns. He gets pelted like 2 or 3 shots. So he puts his marker up in the air, doesn't say a word. So now I'm about 10 feet away from this guy. I get right up on top of him, and I literally can hear him going, come on, come on, come on. I put my marker right to his touch hole, and I go, surrender. Okay. Like that's all I got out of him. Okay. Man, I put that barrel right in that sweet spot. In fact, if I pulled the trigger, I would have knocked off one of his hemorrhoids.
Yeah, I would have given up too.
Yeah. Easy decision.
Yeah. Easy decision. And then the better one was actually, I was stuck. We had like a castle almost, like there was a structure kind of like a castle. And, we're assaulting it. So they're inside. We're supposed to drop the, soda can. That's the grenade or whatever into the castle to blow it up. And I'm behind one structure, and I'm shooting over top, and I see a dude laying down, and he's firing at me. So I'm like, all right, I gotta peg this guy. So I hop up, let off a couple, drop down, hop up, let off a couple, drop down, hop off, let off a couple, and then whack! It goes right past my mask on the top and hits me square in the head. I mean, so hard, I see like white flash of light, and I'm hearing the sound of rushing water. And I drop down, and I'm going, oh man, that hurt. And I'm just sitting there shaking my head for a second. It didn't explode, but I still put my gun up. I put my marker up like, hey, no, you got me. That was a fair hit. So as I'm walking back, because I'm walking where we're all supposed to be hanging out afterwards, and I see this dude like pulling his mask out and just like puking paint, just spitting and puking paint out of him. I'm like, oh man, who you get shot in the mouth? He's like, yeah, right in the face mask. I was like, wow, shit, who got you? And he looks at me and goes, you did. He was the guy laying down. I'm like, son of a bitch. No. I went back and I actually, like, after we got all done, I took my hat off and there was actually a hole in my hat from where the paintball went right through and smacked me in the head.
That's crazy.
Oh man!
You know what else was a fun game? Cool Borders on the PlayStation.
Oh yeah,
and even better, Drunk Borders. Cecil, us.
Oh,
back in the day when you broke your ribs.
Oh, you're talking about at Putz's birthday party?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Was it Putz's or was it Rick's?
No, it was Putz's.
It was Putz's, that's right.
Yeah. Rick's birthday party was where we pepper gassed you.
That hurt.
No, at Putz's it was craze. He had a like cheap old Walmart snowboard, and it was the middle of February because, well, Putz's birthday is, well, not the middle, it's towards the end of February, last 3 quarters, whatever. Anyways, February. And February...
It's somewhere in there.
Yeah, February in New York, as everybody knows, is pretty damn cold. So we were out at his mom's boss's house because he had like a pool table there and all this other stuff. And I went behind, and as I saw Craze back there, just strapping on boarding down the hill, coming back up. And I'm like, oh, I'll give that a shot. He's like, all right. Well, I'm going to head inside for a second. I'll be back. I'm like, okay, cool.
I made it maybe 3 feet.
So I strapped the thing on, and I'm like, yeah, this seems pretty simple. The thing had no edge at all. It was a plastic board. And it's a sheer sheet of ice. Like, the entire hill was a sheet of ice. And it went down, and then it, like, lumped up into this little knoll, and then it went down again. But it was a pretty gnarly little knoll that was there. So I go to take off. Of course, I completely dump it. I had some speed before I dumped it. So, bam, I, like, roll over, flip up in the air, and I land perfectly on that knoll. Just arms over one side, legs over the other, right on my guts. Knocks the wind completely out of me. Like, bleh!
And breaks your floating rib.
Well, I'm sitting there completely out of air. Like, it felt like I was out there for an hour. I was probably out there for like 2 minutes.
You looked dead.
I get up. I get inside. Actually, I think you helped me up.
Yeah.
I get inside, and there's my girlfriend, who is currently now my wife, and she's sitting on the stairs, and her legs were like dangling off the stairs, and because, she was sitting off the side of the stairs. So I walk over to her, and I just kind of put my back up against, and she puts her hand under my shirt, and she says, "What's that lump?" And I'm just sitting there, just completely in pain, going, What lump? And she says, "The lump on your chest." So I look down, I lift up my shirt. The bottom floater rib had actually popped up and gone across, perpendicular, all of my other ribs. And all I had was this line lump straight across. So her response, of course, is, go to the hospital, go to the hospital, go to the hospital. Me, again, in my infinite wisdom, I go, no, I'm fine. I just put both thumbs on it and I start pushing down, and I feel it clicking over each rib as I push it down.
It was grody. I had to cringe on that one.
Oh, God. And I
don't cringe on much, but that was a cringer.
I don't remember if it was you or if it was Patricia Tobin or who, but somebody was like, and I just remember pushing it back in place.
Wasn't me.
And I went, no, see, I'm fine. I had a black and blue from my nipple to my belly button.
You probably should have gone to the hospital.
I probably should have gone to the hospital.
That's like the story of our lives. Yeah, we probably should have gone to the hospital that time.
Not mine. The story of my life is I did go to the hospital.
Yeah, you did.
Oh man. But yeah, but playing Cool Borders, like, that's probably what I had stuck in my head when I was trying to go down that hill. Oh yeah, I could do this. Man, I do it in a video game. Oh man.
Oh, soft as snow. They just crash and get right up. Crunch.
Yeah. I smoke a tree and I get back up in the game. I can do this. No, I cannot. I physically cannot.
And you're like in pain the rest of the night and coughing up blood and crap.
Oh God, yeah. Like I did damage that night. It probably took me about 3 or so days before I could take a full breath without like hurting. Oh man. And then it was like then the time I broke my tailbone twice in the process of 2 weeks. Going snowboarding up on Willard Mountain, everything was just sheer ice. I'm getting up there. I'm finally getting my legs underneath me. I start going and I dump it hard. And of course I was in the mode of, well, I'll just squat down and I'll land on my ass. Well, I was going toe side up the mountain. So when I landed on my ass, I landed on my ass. And I hit so hard, like my nose hurt. I was like, that can't be good. So I finally get up and I get the wet rest way down the mountain. And I go inside because I'm like, oh boy, yeah, I gotta go chill out from this one. I couldn't sit. I couldn't stand. I ended up like leaning over the rental counter because that's all I could do to not be in just pain. And I'm sitting there and it was probably 2 or 3 days like that. And then it was about a week or so later. I jumped back on the board and I went back out there because I was feeling good. I was feeling feisty. Sure as hell did the same thing again. Bam! It hurt my pelvis. Like just my entire pelvis hurt. And the weird thing is I kept feeling like I had to go to the bathroom. Like there was the pressure like I had to go, but I just couldn't ever go.
With a broken tailbone or a back injury, that's what you get.
Yeah.
Believe me.
I figured that I was really constipated. So I just wrote it off as that. And I'm down there about, I think it was like that weekend after as I did it. And I'm leaning over the counter and a customer came downstairs and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I hurt a little." And she's like, "Well, you're really hunched over a lot and you've been that way since I left. Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Well, I hurt." She's like, "Well, do you have any other symptoms?" Of course she ends up being a nurse. And I'm like, "Well, no, there's no other symptoms. I just, my butt hurts." She's like, "Well, your butt or your back?" I'm like, "Well, my butt, back. There's kind of that whole area." She's like, "Do you feel like you have to go to the bathroom?" I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "Do you feel like you got to go, but you can't?" Well, yeah. She's like, "You broke your tailbone." I'm like, "No, I didn't. I didn't break my tailbone." She's like, "Sit here." "No, you broke your tailbone." "No, I didn't." She walks away.
Yeah.
and the other guys that were down there, I think it was James and maybe Gurr, I don't remember. And they just look at me and I'm like, maybe I broke my tailbone. And they're just, I forget, if somebody looked at me and just went, "You think?"
Our mom actually fell on the ice and she actually broke her tailbone.
Oh, it's so miserable.
That's how she was fouled up for a little while. But,
yeah, it's such a miserable injury because there's nothing that you can do for it. What are you going to cast your pelvis?
Yeah.
Like, you suffer.
That would be one shitty cast.
You know what I also remember from Willard? When we were both just learning how to snowboard, and we were starting to learn to do the leaf pattern. Cecil, get out the way, I can't stop. Dude, get out the way, I can't stop.
Cram! Oh, man, right into each other.
Classic.
Oh, man, or like when I was first learning to board, and Gurr said, "Yeah, let's go board." I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's go boarding." Now, he should have known I did not know how to board whatsoever when he saw me go out in jeans and a long sleeve shirt. Like, that should have been his first clue that, hey, maybe this guy doesn't really know how to board.
In his defense, you are weird.
I am.
You walk outside in the snow with bare feet. You are weird.
Okay, so that's the touche. But we get out there, we get to the top of the lift. I dump it getting off the lift. Like, I literally crawl my way out of the way so that people don't hit me. So he gets off the lift, and he's like, we're all laughing. I'm sitting there going to strap my foot in. And he goes, "All right, man, let's go." And he takes off. And I'm sitting there like, "Hey, you gonna tell me how to get up?" I have no clue. So I'm standing there and I'm trying to get up and I can't get up. So I'm on my ass. I'm trying to stand up that way. I'm just falling. So then I flip over to my stomach and I try to get up that way and I get up, but then I flop right back on my ass again. I'm like, "God damn it." So finally he comes back around up the lift again. He's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "No, I have no clue how to get up." He's like, "I thought you said you boarded before." It's like, "No, dude, I boarded down a back hill once on a Walmart board." "Oh." Yeah, I was like, the best thing I could say that I was bored, I stood up on a sled and dumped it. Oh, all of a sudden his demeanor changed completely. So it took me, and you know how tall Willard is. It's not exactly like, miles of terrain there.
It's no Bromley.
It's a hill.
It's a hill.
Yeah, it's no Bromley.
That's the best way to describe it. It's a hill. It's a fun hill, but it's a hill. It takes you about, 2.5 minutes to get to the bottom? 4 if you're taking it slow?
I could get down that way less time.
Oh yeah, if you just go down Colonel.
Skis like 30 seconds.
I'd say if you just go down Colonel and tuck it, you could probably get down in under 30 seconds. You could probably be sub 20 if you really gun it. But just to go down the regular side, a couple minutes just to ease your way down over, one of the side trails.
Yeah.
Oh god, that reminds me.
It took me 45 minutes to get to the bottom of the mountain.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah. 45 minutes. I got to the bottom of the mountain and there were people cheering. Because I got down to that last, about 200, 250 feet, where it just comes off that last little bit of hill and it's kind of flat until you get to the lifts again. Well, I saw that and I'm like, well, either I tuck this down and go, or I'm going to walk that entire flat. I'm just going to do the walk of shame. So I said, screw it. Turned the board, bent my knees, ducked right down, ended up barreling straight for it. I was doing really good, and then all of a sudden I realized I have no clue how to stop. I was like, best way to stop is the only way I know how. Drop to the ground. I got up, fist pumped my arms up in the air, and people that were standing at the lift that passed by me, 10 times, were cheering and clapping. The lifty actually came out and was like, all right, yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, man. It was brutal.
As opposed to what Zyber's first time. He thought he could surf it. Goes rocketing down and almost dies.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Dude.
He leans back like it's a surfboard.
He totally did. He leaned right back and he sit there and he was kind of steering, but he really wasn't. And he he was going Mach 2. Oh man, that was great. Oh god.
Yeah, I was expecting, when I saw the little fluff white, I was expecting to see a little fluff of red as well.
he was cruising.
Didn't he take off, he didn't go back to the mountain with us for another 2 months?
Oh god, after that day, I don't remember him coming back for a while, at least not with me.
He was in agony.
Oh man, dude, he dumped it hard. He
probably should have gone to the hospital because he probably was really injured because he was hurting for 2 months.
Dude, he went so friggin' fast. If he hit a tree, he would have been dead.
But happy note, he just hit another snowboarder.
Oh, oh man. Article, did you ever make it over to Killington?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Dude, I love that mountain.
Yeah, we used to go a lot actually, especially a leg of my training was up in Glens Falls. And so I would go to Killington every long weekend I went to Killington, essentially.
Yeah, it's such a great mountain. So much terrain.
We used to be wicked good we used to be really good skiers.
I don't even know if it's still there, but I gotta plug it if it is. The Wobbly Barn restaurant. That place was legit, man. So good.
Oh, I don't know if that, dude, the thing I remember about Killington, the best thing I remember about Killington, other than the mountain itself, is getting in the gondola, somebody, probably in my party, I'm not naming names, getting the whole thing completely clam baked. The door opening up and literally it being like a Cheech and Chong movie as the smoke just escapes, jumping out and being like, man, I need a waffle. Start boarding down and literally there's a waffle shack. Just out of nowhere. You're just bored and you're like, wow, this is really nice terrain. And there's a waffle shack. I want a waffle. And you just board right up, hand them money, and they hand you a chocolate-covered waffle that you then shove in your face while you're boarding the rest of the way.
It's like that random sales guy on Frozen, just what?
Yeah, really?
I remember I used to be really good at skiing before the brain damage. Now I don't remember how.
Oh man, I haven't been boarding in years, and I've got the itch. I want to go back boarding.
Yeah,
no, literally, I have 14 years of skiing erased.
No, I believe you. I wasn't saying I don't believe you. I'm just saying that I've got the itch. I got to go back boarding. I haven't been boarding.
I would like to try again too.
Dude, we should. You know what? We should make the next G.N.A. get together.
Oh my god! Please.
On like a mountain. We should actually organize that for next year.
And you know what the theme should be? What we should call the episode? Aptly named Survivor.
Oh god!
Oh
yeah.
man. Or Alive.
Yeah.
Because I'm
or Naked and
I'm
Afraid.
in shady condition.
Yeah.
No, that was the last one.
I haven't been skiing in years either.
Oh yeah. It's so much
I
fun.
want to go. I might go next month.
One of my problems is I'd have to have like a custom-made boot because my ankle is so mangled now.
Well, that's on you. I'm not covering you there. That's on you. You got.
Oh no.
You got you got 10 months to do it.
I'm gonna do snowboarding. I just put some boots and some bindings and I'm good.
So you got 10 months to pull it off. Figure that shit out.
Well, I'm gonna do the snowboarding.
I think I'm gonna go with skiing.
Oh man, it just it's so.
It's my first love.
Like it's half relaxing and half just pure adrenaline. Because I can remember going from peak to peak at Killington and just looking at the scenery, and you find like there's that one blue trail that goes across all 3 peaks.
Yeah.
And it literally is like a 1.5 mile trail. And you just cruise down it and
yeah. I've been down that exact trail.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
It is. It's super fun to ride, just to ride.
Yeah.
Because it's easy, it's relaxing, it's, you don't have to be like, oh, I'm a badass right now. You can just fucking have a good time,
Yeah, there's not a bunch of punks in the half pipe and you're like, oh crap, now I got to go try. And then you you get something good and then you fail and you're like, crap.
That's usually my area of choice, is like the parks and that shit. I'm not like insanely good with it or anything, but I like seeing the people who are when they go by. That's fucking dope.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, it's just kind of fun because there got to be a point where I skied so much there was no terrain I couldn't cover.
Yeah.
So I like got bored.
Yeah, the double, the triple black diamonds. Yeah, we were doing really good for a while.
Yeah, I got kind of bored, and I started hitting the park, and I realized I was like, I'm terrible at this, and I just kind of got better and better the more I tried to do it. So it was fun. And sticking like a good trick for the first time, like hitting that landing is like, it's a rush, man. It's really, really fun.
I didn't die.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pro tip for our listeners. Don't fall at the chairlift. It fucking hurts.
Oh yeah. Don't do that.
That shit hurts. Especially when there's ice at the bottom.
And whatever you do, if you get off the chairlift and you dump it, get the hell out of the way because there's going to be another chair coming right behind you and that thing ain't stopping. It's just going to hook your helmet and drag you with it.
Yeah, they're unforgiving.
Or it's going to violate your bum and drag you.
Oh, man, I remember the first time I went to Killington, I was finally starting to get the hang of Borden. And Gurr was like, hey, let's go to Killington. I'm like, yeah, it's a great idea. So we drove up. We got there stupid early. We were probably 3rd on the gondola. Got all the way to the top. We boarded all day. I don't think we actually took a break except to stop at the Waffle House. And that was it. Because, well, I got clam baked and I was hungry. We boarded all day, and I had not boarded all day to that date, like never in my life. And we're boarding all day. We were like, all right, we got to get down to, because we're ending the day out. We're like, yeah, we got like an hour or so left. Let's make our way down to K1 Lodge. So we look at the map and we're like, oh yeah, this trail will take us there. That trail did not take us there. That trail took us to the wrong gondola near the wrong parking lot. So we get there and we're looking at the time because we were just chilling. We were just going relaxing, just, having fun. And I realized I was getting tired because we're going down a stupid simple trail and I'm just falling for no reason whatsoever. Like my legs are just giving out and I'm falling and I'm going, oh God. We get down to that gondola and we realize that we're at the wrong place. So we asked the gondola attendant, we're like, dude, how do we get back to K1 Lodge? He's like, oh yeah, just take this lift up to here, then take the gondola up to here, then take this lift up to here, and then take this lift over to there, and then you go straight down and you're right there. We literally just stared at him like he could have been speaking Swahili because that's how much we actually comprehended. So we get on the gondola, we get up, We get off the first stop, because there was a 2-stop of it. We get off the first stop, we look at the map, we're like, yeah, I think we're right. So we go across, and we're thinking we're making it there. We get to a spot where we can't go kind of across, we have to go down, and we're like, well, no, if we go down, we're going to end up back at that other gondola we were. So we kind of like hiked up a little bit until we found the trail, and then kept going across again. And we finally we get over to this one spot, and meanwhile, I'm falling the entire time, like just randomly falling for no reason. We find a ski patrol guy, we board up to him, we're like, where's K1 Lodge? And the guy looks at us and he goes, you guys board black? And I just looked at him and I said, I do today. And he points straight down. Like, it's not at an angle. It's not even like he's pointing across. He's pointing straight down. And I look down and I see a lodge. And I see a parking lot right behind the lodge. And I realize that's K1 Lodge. And I realize that I have to go down that. So I just, fuck it. I just turned my board and I went down that thing, and I'm leaving rooster tails everywhere I turn because I'm trying to slow myself down. I dumped it a bunch of times. Gur's over in the moguls, and he is just being a mogul ninja right now. He's just like cutting in and out of them. I'm like, yeah, good job. I'm dumping it. He gets down there, takes his board off, looks up. I literally come skidding in on my face. Just enough time to look up and see all of the lifts go closed.
Oh, well.
And I look at him like, well, we made it. Worst part of the night. Oh, go ahead.
All I can think of is you guys are trying to find your way as a bunch of snowboarders looking like John Travolta, like kind of what? Looking around like, where am I?
We were John Travolta out of Pulp Fiction, man. We were. Worst part of that, we get in the truck and we start driving to get back. We don't make it 2 minutes down the road. Every muscle from my nipples down starts to cramp.
Ugh.
Everything, like my abs, my glutes, my hamstrings, everything, calves, toes, tops of my feet, bottoms of my feet. If I let my hands drop below my nipples, my hands started to cramp. It was bad.
Is it sad? I kind of want waffles right now.
Yeah, I kind of want waffles too. I could go for one of those Belgian waffles from Killington, man. Those are the friggin' best.
I could go for one of those Belgian waffles in Belgium, and those shits are good.
Well, that brings me on to one thing, though. Have you guys done an escape room?
Not yet. I've seen them, and I would love to try one.
What about you, Article?
I have not, no.
Dude, so they are like... Do you remember the game Seventh Guest?
Vaguely.
The puzzle game?
Once again, I played it and shoot him away, and like, no, I get to play.
So, the puzzle rooms, the escape rooms, are like the game Seventh Quest, only real life. Like, there's puzzles that you have to do that unlock different things.
Right. I don't think I would be good at the puzzles. I don't know why.
It's...
I haven't gone for that reason. I'm like, I don't want to just be locked in a room for a few hours or whatever it is.
Do they frown on dynamite?
No, but they frown on using more force than, you can do with one finger.
Oh,
and
shit.
not Bruce Lee. Not Bruce Lee one finger, like just a normal person one finger.
Oh.
Right. That makes sense. That they should be relatively like straightforward, what you're doing. But I don't know. Like I've seen some of them, and like the whatever the problem was that they had to figure out, like people would be like, "Oh, I got it. It's this," and I'd be like, "How in the fuck did you think? Like what?" Every time. So I'm like, I don't know if I'd be good at that. I think I would rather just stay home. Like
they're super fun.
I've learned something just now.
What's that?
If you see a loose string in your shirt near your belly, don't pull it, because now it's my purple shirt the wife got me, and now I've got a separation of white line going across my belly.
Well, good.
I just ruined another shirt.
Good job there, D. Well done.
String.
Well done. Well, I actually think we got some questions this time around, so we should probably answer those, because I'm pretty confident that Zyber left me a voicemail a little while ago telling me, hey, dumbass, answer the questions. Because I knew I'd forget. So let's go around the room. First question we have, is there a song you've heard as a kid-teen that still to this day gives you goosebumps when you hear it? I can't answer in person, but mine is War Pigs by Black Sabbath. Dude, great song, by the way. Like, War Pigs is probably one of my favorite tunes to do on Rock Band because Ozzy is such an easy octave to hit when you're singing it. Like, only that song.
Now,
not every other song he does. Every other song he's freaking batshit crazy and he goes all over the place. But that song is super easy.
Now, is he meaning literal goosebumps? Because I really don't have that reaction.
Well, there's got to be a song that you listen to as a kid or just that you've heard that kind of gives you an emotional stimulation. I think that's what he's looking for, is like that goosebump feeling, not necessarily actual goosebumps, but I would say let's stretch that out to like emotional response, like a strong, not like I really dig this, but like a real emotional response to it.
Now, what if it didn't give you a strong response or emotion back then, but it does now?
I guess it would count.
Metallica's one.
Oh, yeah, especially what you've been through. I could see that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's logical. What about you, Article?
I mean, I got a bunch to choose from, really. Almost anything off of the Marshall Mathers LP.
Oh, great album.
By Eminem.
Yeah, great album.
Every single one of those tracks that I hear, it's just like, I kind of get drawn to it again, you know? I don't know what it is. Similarly, the Slim Shady LP is like that for me, too. Or EP or whatever the hell it was. Those are both, like, albums that, when I heard them, I was, like, real young. Maybe, like, 15 or whatever, you know? And that shit was just, like, peak. Like, that was just epic. And, yeah, now, even to this day, there's some songs I hear, like, Kim by Eminem, I think off the Marshall Mathers LP. That song is, I mean, like, picture perfect insanity put into music. It's like a hair-raising song every time I hear it. It's good.
So I actually have two songs that like full on come to mind, and I one didn't quite come out when I was a kid. I guess one came out when I was a little older. I would say early adulthood, but well, I'll just punt it out there. It's Three Doors Down, Citizen Soldier. And my S's sound weird because I'm missing teeth, so just deal with that. That song, for some reason, it just strikes a chord. Probably, because, I mean, the song was made for, I think, the National Guard as a recruitment video, but the song itself is just about stepping up and fighting when people can't, you doing what other people can't. So that always struck a chord with me. I always dug that. That always kind of gave me the goosebump feels. And the other song was by Seven Dust, a song called Angel's Son.
Ah.
That song always, and still to this day, if I hear it and turn it on, it gives me kind of those goosebumps because it was a tribute song to another musician that had died, and they had actually I think Straight Up actually did it, like they did it, and the guys from Seven Dust kind of joined in and made the song. But Seven Dust also had a version that they did of themselves. The Straight Up version I like more than Seven Dust's version because it's more acoustic. It's more I don't know. It's got more life to it, I think. Versus the Seven Dust version, which is a lot more power chord. It's kind of like that song "Outside" by Stained. The live version, if you could just like mute Fred Durst out of it, the live version of that song is way friggin' better than the studio album version. And that's actually another one. That Outside song gives me a good, strong emotional.
That's another good question. Is what maybe like acoustic or live performance is better than,
I was actually a little bit shocked, Cecil, that you didn't actually list something like from Bush, like Everything's Zen.
No, see, like I love Bush, and that whole first album by Bush is great. I mean, Machine Head, it definitely gets me going.
Machine Head, yeah.
Funny thing, track number 9 off of that album is Machine Head, and I love it. Yep. It's a great tune, and it gets me moving. It gets like the blood pumping, but I don't think that gives me a strong emotional response. Like
it's more the adrenaline.
Like that song I put on when I'm about to jump out of a plane, because like that's going to get me pumped to just step right on out and do it. Or, I used to listen to that. We used to turn that on when we were playing Outer Zone Laser Tag. Machine Head would turn on and like I would get in the zone. you just let go and let the beat take you.
Also, Du hast by Rammstein.
Yeah, man, that's another song.
In Outer Zone.
Yeah.
In Outer Zone. Yeah.
But that's not like an emotional response to me. That's like you get into a beat and you start wrecking house. All right, next question. Is there a game, book, manga, or anime adaptation to live action you feel everyone needs to see?
Yes.
Oh, God, yes. What do you got, Article?
The Guyver.
Yes!
Damn it. That was the one I was going to say.
The original one with Mark Hamill as the buddy?
Yes. Oh, my
Fucking
God.
right?
It's so cheesy and good.
Oh, God, is it so good.
Yeah. It's, it's just, Did you know they tried to reboot the anime?
I did hear that.
No, I didn't know that.
Oh,
I did not know that.
Don't watch it. It's so bad.
All right, did you know that the second Guyver live action movie had the lead actor who played the Guyver is actually the same guy who plays Snake in Metal Gear Solid? David Hayter.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, dude, David Hayter.
Wow.
If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it because he is so friggin' young in that movie. And you look at him, and every now and then he'll slip into a voice that you're like, is that Snake? It's so good. What about you, D?
Well, I was just going to say what you can avoid is any live action adaptation by Yui Boll.
Oh God, fuck you.
I just did that to you.
I know you did. And I saw the bait and I almost took it.
No, but as far as a live action adaptation that I actually did like was the Silent Hill movie. You
know what? I can agree with that. While it wasn't as good as the Silent Hill game because they kind of went their own direction with it. I definitely, it was kind of like a prequel to Silent Hill 2 type of thing.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't like they ruined it. They just did a good job with the movie overall.
I think they got the flavor of Silent Hill in that movie. Like they got a flavor of it.
Yeah, but that's all I could ask for in the movie, in a movie adaptation, is at least get the spirit of it right, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't like Resident Evil, where it starts off and you're like, holy crap, this actually looks like it's starting off good. It's in the mansion. Nope, we're in a lab. And, oh yeah, this sucks. Hey, they cubed that guy. That's pretty cool. And yeah, it's a killer computer again. All right.
If you think about that scene, it doesn't make any sense for that man to fall into cubes.
No, it doesn't. No, he should have been like long, but hold on. So the laser beams,
logs,
the laser beams were turning at the same time. So they should have been like little spiral things.
Yeah, curly fries.
Yeah, curly fries. He should have dropped into curly fries.
They're zombie curly fries. Bub, you gotta try them.
It was a pretty accurate description of what that would have been. Zombie curly fries.
Oh man!
Yum.
The one that I can think of that it literally is the first one that came to mind is Rory Kenshin. That live adaptation, Daymok turned me onto it, and we actually watched it for anime night. One night we did a movie version. It was live action, and I have it now on like Google or something. If you want to watch it,
I haven't seen it
dude,
yet.
If you want to watch it, well, I'll throw it on Rabbit. We can watch it sometime. It's
nice.
It is. So I have only seen a couple of episodes of the anime.
Which was really good. I've actually watched the whole
anime.
I
like the live action better than I like the anime. Like I love the feel of it. I love I love the artistic style. I love the color palettes that they use because the color palettes per scene were like they ranged from the drab and dreary to the bright and cheerful to like just the off the wall. It was I just really dug it. I really dug it a lot. If you haven't watched it, you should.
How about comic book to movie adaptation?
Okay. Oh, we could go all day with that one though.
No. But this is a really good one that Cecil can agree with me on this one. Sin City.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking of that.
The first one.
Yes, the first one. Yes.
I was actually going to go
Frank
down.
Miller's.
I thought you were going to start hitting The Crow because The Crow is an adaptation.
It was, but I had to throw in a classic that we watched together, and that was Sin City.
Sin City was incredible. Like just the artistic direction that they took with Sin City, it felt like It felt like I was reading a Frank Miller comic book.
Yeah, it was
that's because
I like it a lot.
That's because a little trivia for everybody out there. Frank Miller, one of his older IPs was RoboCop.
Yep.
And they completely deviated what he wanted to do. So he almost never did anything like that again as far as letting it go to film. When they went to Sin City, he goes, there's a few conditions. He had to have directive or creative oversight over every frame, everything. So it was like it came from the pages of his comic book.
And Mickey Rourke.
So they couldn't pass anything through.
Mickey Rourke as Angry Marv.
Yes.
I could not, when I read that, I said, this is the dumbest idea ever. I watched the movie and I said, whoever did that was the most brilliant person alive.
I love Mickey Rourke, man.
He did a good job with that.
I like Mickey Rourke, but when I think Mickey Rourke, I don't think Angry Marv. Now I think Mickey Rourke, Angry Marv. Now I can't think of Mickey Rourke as anything else other than Angry Marv. But, at the time, it's like, Mickey Rourke is Angry Marv. Really? Man.
Have you seen the Wrestler?
Yes.
He was fucking phenomenal in that.
He did a fantastic job in that. I even liked him in Expendables. Just his complete, oh man, the rant he goes on that is just, it's one of those hard-hitting, powerful rants, and you're like, this guy's either a great actor or he has seen some shit.
Or I think both.
Or both, yeah, or both.
Oh man, I even liked him as Whiplash in Iron Man 2. I did a really good job.
I didn't like Iron Man 2, but I thought Mickey Rourke did a decent job in Iron Man 2.
I liked it. I liked the first two. I did not like the third.
So I dug the third because it really made Tony Stark seem way more human than he was in Iron Man 1 and 2. In Iron Man 1 and 2, he got wounded in the beginning and they put they got that magnet on his chest, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I agree.
But he just seems so much larger than life in both of those movies. And in the third movie, they literally, the first time I saw it, I was really taken aback. I almost didn't like it. But then I watched it again and I'm like, they've reduced this guy from being a titan, from being a god, down to a post-traumatic stress, ball of nerves. And I'm like,
I agree. I wish they had done it in a different fashion. I didn't
sooner in the series?
No, I'm fine with the first two movies. What I mean is I didn't like the antagonists. Pepper Potts turning into some flame beast at the end was fucking weird. Even though I don't know if that's what happens really in the comic book or whatever, but regardless, it's not a good story to me. I don't know, I just found it weird.
The thing I hated about it was what they did to the Mandarin.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The Mandarin was weak sauce.
They built him up like he was going to be some hot shit, and then literally just deflated. And I'm like, all right, that I don't like. That sucks. And then when it turned out to be the major villain, it's like, all right, so we've got the Human Torch as the major villain, and all right, whatever.
Yeah, it was weird, right?
But when Pepper Potts picked up that repulsor and she started launching that thing off, first thing that went through my mind is, man, if she was 20 years younger, she would be Samus right now.
Right. Oh man, she'd actually. Now you say that, that, I feel like that would still be an appropriate casting for Samus.
She's old, man. I mean, I think she could do it, but I don't think she'd do it for long.
She'd be like Samus in the later years of her career.
Yeah, like Old Man Logan type thing.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. I wouldn't kick her out of bed for eating cookies.
Old crone Samus. Hey there, Brain, Mother Brain, or Grandma Brain, whoever you are.
Grandma Brain.
All right, next question. Jesus Christ. Grandma Brain. If you could have one drink, if you could have one drink you can't possibly have right now, what would it be? If you could have one drink that you can't possibly have right now, what would it be? Well, mine is going to be easy. I love vodka, and I can't have vodka. I want vodka. If somebody put a bottle of vodka in front of me, I would drink the entire thing right now, to my head, and probably die because of it, but I would love it. I love vodka.
Really?
Yeah, dude, I've loved vodka since I was about 11 years old.
Yikes.
I just, I like, and the thing I like about it is that once you get past that burn, that alcohol, that alcohol burn and that, you're breathing fire. There's so many flavors on the back end of so many different vodkas. Like Grey Goose.
Yeah, it's made for...
Grey Goose is shit to me. Because there's so many way better vodkas out there that have so much better flavor.
I was about to say that. It's made from potatoes, so doesn't it count as a vegetable?
Well, a potato isn't a vegetable. A vegetable's got to grow on a vine. Or no, a vegetable has to have seeds. That's it.
It's a root vegetable. Is that a thing?
No, fruit have seeds, I thought. I don't know.
Hold on. Let's ask. Let's phone a friend.
For Google.
Hey, Lex. So, what's the difference between a fruit and a vegetable? Oh, shit, you're right. A root vegetable. Yeah, you're right. They're considered a vegetable, but they're considered a starch as well. Well, it looks like I'm drunk and wrong. I'm okay with that, though.
Still, it's healthy eating, man. Or in this case, healthy drinking.
I like that. What about you, D? What's a drink that you want right now that you can't have or make?
Anything, and it can be alcoholic or non-alcoholic. Oh. Anything with chocolate, because I'm definitely allergic to chocolate now, and I fucking love it. Oh, yeah. Mental note, when I send you a random box of shit, make sure to put all the chocolate in the world in there.
Just pictures.
No, I'm going to put chocolate in there. I'm going to put, English chocolate, German chocolate, Swedish chocolate. I'm going to find all the chocolate I could possibly find and just stack it in there.
Wife and kids will be happier in hell. You'll make their day.
No, I'll put on for D only. Like they can't have any. It's just for you. You know what I'm going to mail back to you? A turd?
Bobbleheads.
No.
Don't say a Furby because I will find you and kill you.
I was actually going to say Yui Bowl memorabilia, but still.
Oh, that's fine. I'll make a little shrine with a voodoo doll that I have of him.
On second thought, a Furby with a Yui Bowl face glued on.
That's all right. Again, I'll put it right next to my voodoo doll. What about you, Arkle?
What was the question?
Ding! Marijuana affects the memory. If you could have one drink you can't possibly have right now, what would it be?
Oh, yeah. Fountain of Youth, baby.
Fountain of Youth?
Yeah.
All right.
Before he had cronies.
Wait a minute. Why can't you have that, though? Like, you can't make the Fountain of Youth.
Yeah, so I'm assuming somebody else can.
Touche. Okay. I'll take that.
No, yeah, it's a joke answer. I don't know what I would have. I don't know. A really good milkshake from like an old-fashioned diner. How about that?
Dude, if you ever make it over here to Virginia, there's a place called Carl's Ice Cream that actually makes the old school malts.
Yeah.
Like,
man, they're so good.
Dude,
but
they make them like the old school. They've got the old 1920s electro freeze machines and the ice cream, which is actually custard. The actual ice cream so good.
There was a diner when I was stationed in Washington State. There was an old fashioned diner, had like records lacquered into like the counter and a bunch of like Elvis memorabilia and shit. Like it was all decked out to look like a real old diner or whatever. But they had all
like
old
the 50s
equipment.
Diner.
Yeah, they had all the old equipment to use, and they would make like the shakes from ice cream and shit. Like it was really really good, really good.
Oh, so good, so good. All right, next question. Since we're like way over like normal. What's a good game where you play as the villain? Ooh, that's a great question.
As you play as the what?
You play as the villain.
Oh. Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, yeah.
I play as the villain every time. No, but really, you are the villain in that game.
Yeah, you are. You're Revan. Darth Revan, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Biggest fucking plot twist of my teenage years. Easy.
Oh, yeah.
Whew. Melted my fucking brain, dude.
What about you, D?
Well, first a joke answer before I get to my real answer. Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
Do you play as Sephiroth?
No, you play as Cloud.
Well, obviously.
Cloud kills Aerith.
I thought it was Sephiroth.
No. Sephiroth drives the sword through her.
Right? Oh, yeah.
And about where it would drive through her, it could kill her or it could miss and hit and paralyze her. A dead body sinks. Or no, a dead body floats, but a live body sinks. Fucking Cloud drowned her ass. She was paralyzed and couldn't say anything.
That's so evil. That is so evil.
Her mouth was paralyzed from a strike to the, I'm assuming, abdomen.
Well, maybe she passed out due to pain.
It hits
possible.
That will happen if you hit that area that hits the spinal cord. You can literally just sit there and go unconscious be paralyzed, and being the fact that it's you're gonna bleed out, it's a bad wound, you're gonna be passed out unconscious. He fucking drowned her. He fucking sunk her. If she was dead, she would have floated around.
Yeah.
All right, so what's your serious answer then?
Okay, the serious answer is a game I like to play with the wife called Overlord. It's not the greatest game, but I think it's a fun as shit game. I mean, come on, you send your goblins in to break into a bar, they kill the townsfolk, and they come out piss-ass drunk. Not only are they wobbling around drunk, but they literally start pissing everywhere. Fucking awesome.
Nice. Well, actually, Lex came over and gave an answer. I don't know if she planned for me to say that she gave an answer, but she gave an answer. The game Infamous.
Oh.
So you can play as a real doucherag in that game and be a real bad guy, which, or you could be a really good guy, all depending on what you want to do. It's really cool though. So if you're a good guy, you shoot blue lightning. If you're a bad guy, you shoot red lightning.
Star Wars nod.
Kind of cool. But my game is actually an old school PlayStation game, one that I still love to this day, and I
know what's coming.
I have not seen a game like it ever since. And they made sequels, but the sequels were nothing like it. What do you think it is?
Oh, the 2 words in the name have a T and a D.
Yep, Tecmo's Deception.
Loved it.
Oh my god, I remember that game.
I had that, and I didn't think the second one was that bad. Kajiro Deception 2.
It wasn't as bad, but it was not like the first game.
It was nowhere near as good. I loved. When you introduced me to that, I went out and bought it. I bought them.
Dude, I still have my original copy upstairs in a box of Tecmo's Deception because I that was one of the first games that I saved up all my money to get. I love that game. And even with the horrendous load screens, that game still has a soft spot in my heart. You play such a dickhead in it too. Like everybody, like you start the game, you find out, like you go to visit your dad gets killed by somebody else in the room, but somebody kills him with your sword. So like all of a sudden you're being ostracized. You get burnt at the stake. And while you're being burnt at the stake, you're like, I think it's burnt at the stake. You're making a pact with the devil. Like you're making a pact with a demon at that time to kill everybody. So you end up inheriting this mansion. You get there and you literally kill everybody who shows up. You are such the villain in that game, and it is so great.
And you know what was really cool about the Tecmo games? Another game you introduced me to, Monster Rancher. You could get a killer monster from Tecmo's Deception.
Oh, yeah.
If you, did all the stuff and beat the game first, at least. But still, I mean, that was such a cool...
Oh, yeah.
They had, back in the day, They didn't do the generic, let's just follow what everybody else is doing. They did some creative shit back then.
They did. And Monster Rancher was one of those games where they really took a mechanic that everybody was doing. Like, everybody was playing a PlayStation. They were doing it. They had CDs upon CDs. They had music CDs, all this crap. They had a ton of them. And they really took that to the next level. They're like, hey, you know what? We're just going to read some little data off of this. And here you go. You're going to get a monster. And it was so much fun. I remember I was borrowing games off of you, being like, hey, can I borrow that to see what monster I get?
Just music CDs, games.
Yeah.
Just don't ever name a monster, even if it has killer stats. If you name it after me, it'll be a useless piece of shit.
Lazy as fuck. Lazy as fuck. Actually, I remember I actually went out and bought the album by INXS called Kick. Because if you put it in, you actually got a soccer ball as a monster. It was a flat soccer ball as a monster. Oh man, so much fun. That game was a friggin' gem right there. Man, I
still have that. I have Monster Rancher. My wife and I will play that sometimes.
I have Monster Rancher, and I think Monster Rancher 3 for the PS2. Or maybe it's 4. I can't remember.
I know 1 and 2 are out on the PlayStation, and I have them both. And then, I forget if it was 3 or 4, but one of them was a weird RPG-ish take on Monster Rancher on the PS2, and it was like, is it Monster Rancher?
No,
it was kind of weird.
I don't remember that. I remember being... hold on, let's ask Emperor Google.
I mean, it did have the Monster Rancher mechanic, but it was just like a lot of other RPG elements kind of stuck in it. It just wasn't the same.
You're thinking of Monster Rancher Evo.
Yes, that's what it was.
And that game was weird.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I didn't like that one.
Oh, let's see here. Monster Rancher, Monster Rancher, Monster Rancher. Monster Rancher Evo was on the PS2. That blows. We're not going to talk. Oh, Monster Rancher 4 was on the PS2. Monster Rancher 3 was also on the PS2. Monster Rancher 3 is the one I'm thinking of, though.
Yes, okay.
Because that title, or that box art is what I remembered. Such fun games. It's too bad that everything's gone digital and there's like no way that you could reenact that specific mechanic.
That's why I collect retro.
Yeah, man.
You could probably make a game that was like, just feed me URLs.
Yeah.
You know,
feed me your
Facebook. I was going to say, I would be,
I will steal your data.
I would be terrified to find out what you get from Pornhub.
Oh, God.
You know what I bet you would get?
Ron Jeremy?
No. Milton from, like, Office Space. You're looking for his red stapler.
Oh, God.
Just something so random, you're like, what the fuck?
Did everybody answer that question on the villain thing?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, I think so.
Pretty thoroughly.
All right, moving on. Does Ippo fit the bill to one day become One Punch Man? The new anime that we're watching, what the hell is it called? I always called it Fighting Spirit, but it's not called that. It's something Ippo or something. Hold on.
Oh,
Hajime no Ippo.
I haven't seen it, so I can't say. Do they go with the kind of the whole premise of
hold on. Before you go on, Ippo is a boxer. It's a boxing anime. There's nothing supernatural about it whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, but what I was going to say is the whole premise of the One Punch Man, and I don't know if this is where he was going with it, but it's a rip-on anime. He's so overpowered because it's making fun of all the anime that the characters have gotten ridiculously, obscenely powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just kind of poking fun at anime itself, and it does a really good job of it. I don't know. I haven't seen that anime, so I don't know if they start ribbing and poking at other anime or not.
So in Hajime no Ippo, they really don't poke fun. It's more of a. I want to say it's. Now, when I say serious anime, I don't mean serious as in like it's dead serious. There's a lot of comedy in it, but it's there's no deeply rooted supernatural or anything like that in it. It's all,
and there's none of those silly anime tropes like when the character goes all weird and like say floating arm and legs, no fingers, big old face, jumping around.
So they do little things like that, like where the face goes like all weird looking, and then they do like the tears down the face. But it's not. They don't overdo that. Like it's not every episode or every scene.
Okay.
So I mean, they do little things like that, but it's not over the top. A lot of it is like, especially the fights. The fights are all just straight anime, no weird tropes in there or anything like that.
Then based on that, I'd have to say no.
Yeah, I'd say no as well. Plus, Ippo's nose is way too big compared to One Punch Man.
The power of the nose.
Yeah, I can't comment really. I don't know either.
Yeah, we're gonna go with no. We're saying no. All right, next question. If Zyber was to pull a blue for a little while, would anyone care? Pull a blue.
Who's
like? You mean
who's Zyber? Who's blue?
Wait a minute. You mean like pull a blue, like pull, like continuously pull and tug type pull a blue, whatever. I mean, hey, look, man. However you're gonna get off or get other people off, I'm not gonna judge.
I'm willing to bet he doesn't mean on a leash behind your car and have the cops pull you over and sadly pick off like a leg or something.
Oh.
Does he?
Well, I mean, that's where I was going. Like, pull, tug, drag him, that type of thing. I would not judge. So in that essence, I wouldn't care because I wouldn't be judging. Like, you're you. I'm not gonna freak out on you. I'm not gonna be like, wow, dude, you're pulling a human being, or hey, you're jacking some dude off. I mean, friends start each other off all the time. We learned that from Hot Tub Time Machine. So I think where Zyber's going with this is if he disappeared for a little while, would anybody care? And yes, absolutely. I care that Blue's gone.
I miss Blue and Zyber right now.
I definitely miss Blue.
Yeah, I've actually been wondering where he's been all night. But Zyber.
Zyber because his wife is something going on with his wife, like next week, like she's going somewhere or something like that. So she was
taking a trip or something.
Yeah, so he's spending all weekend with her, which is cool. I mean, that's best place to be. But yeah, man, if Zyber were to pull a blue and vaporize for, half a year, yeah, I would care. I would definitely care. I mean, I'd bust his ball. I would definitely make fun of him as much as humanly possible.
I mean, I know he was missing parts, but I didn't know he was only a uniballer too.
Yeah, I mean,
how many parts did you steal?
Well, he falls asleep a lot when he gets drunk, so I figured he wouldn't miss all of them.
I was to say, I mean, if anybody should be, harvested for spare parts, you've got extras.
I know, and it's really...
You're hoarding spare parts.
Dude, it's really creepy every time I go to the doctor and I start explaining to him all the ailments that, like, all the things I've done to myself. And then I start going on to, well, I've got a few extra things as well. And they're like, well, like extra what? I'm like, well, a few extra bones and stuff like that.
Organs. And
like, well, like what, and then the best part is when I tell a doctor, yeah, so I got a couple extra bones hanging out. And they're like, well, that's impossible. I'm like, well, no, it's not impossible since I'm standing here.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're told like what the amount of bones is in the human body, that's actually the average. You can actually have a few less or a few more, and that's actually very common to have some deviation.
Yeah, so like as a kid, I never knew that. I took
anatomy physiology, and they taught us that like square one.
Yeah, so as a kid, I never knew that. I thought like it was, you had a certain number of bones, and that was it. So
it was what, 308 or something?
Was it 308? I thought it was like 200 and something.
207.
Yeah,
I think.
I was it was low 200s.
Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking of you.
If I have 308 bones, that's weird. Like really weird. No, but like, so whenever I'd go to the doctor as a kid and they'd do x-rays and they'd be like, oh, well, that's a little odd, but that's that's some calcification there. That should go away by the time you're an adult. And then I turned into an adult and that calcification never went away. And they're like, well, that's odd, but it's not hurting you. Like, okay, whatever. Best one was when the doctor was giving me a chest x-ray and they had to take 2 x-rays because my torso is so long. So they take 2 x-rays to get all of my lungs. And as they're going through, they're like, well, that's kind of odd there. And I'm like, well, what? You can't look at an x-ray and say odd. Like, that's going to get me alarmed. He's like, no. It's nothing to be alarmed about. He's like, there's counting here. Your ribs are a bit off. And I went, what do you mean a bit off? He's like, well, you got an extra sit down here that that shouldn't be there. Like, well, could it just be that you're not matching the x-rays up? I'm like, no, they're pretty right. And then the best part about that whole conversation after that was not even, hey, you've got extra ribs. It was, hey, when did you break your back? I'm like, I didn't break my back. It's like, no, you broke your back. You can see where the vertebrae separated and fused back together and healed. It's very distinct. He's like, that must have been excruciating. And I'm like, well, look, dude, I don't know what you're on, but I didn't break my back.
You know what? I bet it was sometime around the time of the broken coccyx, a.k.a. your tailbone.
No, actually, I know exactly when it happened because after I got into, a couple of minute argument with the guy, and literally, I mean, I'm raising my voice at this guy because he's like, you broke your back. And I'm like, I did not break my back. And literally, I'm getting to the point where I'm getting angry. And I'm telling him, like, I did not break my back. Stop telling me I broke my back. He's going, it's not in your chart. When did you go to the hospital? Because this would have been excruciating. There's no way you didn't know you did this. I'm like, dude, I didn't know I did it because I didn't break my back. And he's like, there was and like literally he's yelling at me now. And he's like, there's no time in your life where you couldn't sit down or lay down or bend over or anything. And I'm sitting there going, dude, I didn't break. Well, there was that one time when I was done body surfing. I know exactly when it was. It was July 3rd, 2002. Pretty sure it was 2002. I went body surfing. And it was the day my grandfather died. And I remember, like, we're all sitting.
Hence why you remember the exact date. I was thinking that was kind of funky.
Well, we're sitting there and, like, we're all sitting there at my grandmother's house and we're trying to decide what to do. And we're like, well, look, they've got to get the body. They've got to prep the body. So there's nothing we can do today. There's literally nothing we can do. We're like, well, what would he want us to do? Like, well, he'd want us to just go have fun. Just go do something. So we went to the beach.
Oh, okay.
So we went to the beach, and we went, and my uncle was teaching us how to body surf, and I'm literally being the asshole of like, I just gotta catch one more wave. And I saw this wave probably 350, 400 feet off, and I'm like, that's my wave. I see it, and I see it swelling, and I see the wave, the pattern is. I'm like, that's my wave. I see it coming in. And man, I caught that wave, and it was awesome. I rode that thing all the way to shore. I'm on top of it. I got my arms up. I'm all arced out. I'm like, yeah. And all of a sudden I realized, man, I've been riding this for a while. And I look down, and below me, all I see is sand. And I realized at that very second that that was not what I wanted to see. That wave came crashing down, drove me into the sand like I was a spear. And the waves crashed behind me. And there was a wave right behind that crashed right behind me. I remember something hitting me in the back of the head. At the time, I thought it was like a shell or a rock or something. Later on, after I was hobbling away, I realized, because somebody told me, I actually kicked myself in the back of the head. Like, that's how accordion fold I did. Like, right over.
Oh, yeah, you broke your back.
So I went to go get up, and like, I'm sitting there on the ground, and I mean, it drove me into the sand. I had burns all over my face from the sand, and I'm sitting there face down going, I gotta get up right now. And I put my hands on the ground. I went to go push up, and as I go to push up, I'm pushing with my arms, but the bottom half isn't moving. And I remember this so distinctly because it felt like it was an eternity. And I think I even vocalized something like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then all of a sudden, it was just like somebody zapped me with a bolt of lightning, and my legs tingled, and I could move them again. I'm like, oh, thank God. And I got up, and I walked towards the shower, because they had those outside showers right there. And I learned something very important that day. The water that they use on those showers, at least at Point Pleasant Beach, is actually mildly filtered salt water or seawater. Because I walk up, and my face is all scratched up and bleeding. My shoulder is just one open wound. Blood is just pouring out of me in all these places. And I'm standing behind this woman. And I can't remember if it was a little boy or a little girl, but she had a child in her arms. And the child was covered head to toe with salty, shelly, sandy mud. I guess the only way I could describe it. Kid was filthy. And I'm just standing there going, yeah, I just gotta wait. I gotta wash off. The woman turns around and looks at me, and she says something. I don't even know if it was English, but she says something, and she grabs my arm, and she's tugging me towards the showers. And I'm going, no, I'm okay. Don't worry. I'll wait. She pushes the girl, like this 10, 12-year-old girl, pushes her out of the showers and throws me underneath it. Like, that's how bad I looked. Her child in her arms, which looked like just literally went through a sewage dump. And she pushes the girl out of the way and throws me under the shower. And that, of course, is where I learned that the water was recycled salt water, because it hit those wounds and it hurt so bad.
But they were clean.
But yeah, that I knew it was then, because I couldn't get in the car. I couldn't sit in the car. I actually kind of laid across the back seat halfway. I couldn't sit down when we got to the house. It probably took about 3 or 4 weeks before I could sit down with any comfort whatsoever. And literally, as soon as the doctor said that, and I went, oh, well, there was that one time, I flashed back to that and went, oh, crap, he's right.
You're lucky you didn't get paralyzed for real.
I know. Yeah, I look back on the stupid shit I've done and go, I should be dead like 4 or 5-fold right now.
Well, I figured out, like, I always was bummed. Like, you grew up watching the movies, reading the comic books, thinking, I wish I had superpowers. We do. We has the dumb. And it has protected us thus far.
Pretty much. Oh, man. All righty, D. Where can people find you at, man?
People can find me on my website, microbrewgamers with a Z instead of an S.com. They can find me on my YouTube channel, microbrewgamers with a Z instead of an S. Also, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. I've got my own Discord. I'm also usually palling around on the G.N.A. Discord, along with Yeah Dude Gamers, Slow Speed Run, and Josh of All Trades. Check all those guys out.
Very nice. Where can people find you at, Article?
Right here at This Is Article, as well as on Instagram at I Got Cronies, and Outstanding CF2 on Xbox Live. That's about it. Hello?
I am Cecil Xavier, your host. You can find me unmuted here when I remember to. You can find me on Twitter at Cecil vs. Games. You can find me at Cecil Xavier everywhere else. Ustream, Mixer, Twitch, Facebook. Pretty much everywhere else you look for me, you'll find me there. Tooling around the G.N.A. Discord, TPC Gamers Discord, Yeah Dude Gamers, Josh of All Trades, Microbrews Discord. Yeah, I'm all over the place. Anyways, we hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Reviews help people find the show, so if you enjoy listening to us, spread the word. Let people know. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play Music, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, Player FM, Spreaker, MyTuner, Your Listen, and Spotify. If there's some place that you can't hear us, let us know. We'll upload there. You can follow us on Twitter or Facebook by searching at G.N.A. Podcast, all one word. You can join the Discord chat. Just see the pinned tweet. We do game show night the first Saturday of every single month on Mixer. That's www.mixer.com/G.N.A. podcast. We also have partnered with Humble Bundle. Humble Bundle is a game sharing service G.N.A. partnered with a while ago. You purchase games normally, but with a little bit of a twist. Whatever bundle you purchase, you can choose how much goes to a specific charity. There's also a slider there if you put in the G.N.A. podcast tag, which is !partner equals G.N.A. podcast, and you put that at the end of any Humble Bundle link or after any of the question marks that were there. So you just put that G.N.A. podcast or partner equals G.N.A. podcast right at the end there, and it'll give you an extra slider. We don't want you to give any money to us. We want you to put that slider all the way down to zero. We don't want your money. We don't care. We want you to give it all to either the developers or to charity. Maybe throw Humble Bundle a little money, but I think they're owned by IGN now, so screw them, big corporation. Whatever. Hope you're not listening, IGN, by the way. Sorry. I'll figure out how much we owe or how much we made here in just a little bit after I start clicking away here.
No, after that comment, how much we owe?
Yeah, how much we owe. Yeah, that's probably the better statement there. How much we owe. Do you like anime? Because we like anime. Join us for Anime Night on Rabbit. That's www.rabb.it/GNA podcast. It's hosted by none other than Zyberblood, and that happens every Sunday starting at 19:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're currently watching Hakimono, whatever the fuck it is. Fighting Spirit, Home Depot. It's the boxing one. Freaking great. I love it. Anyway. Check out our good friends, Brian Langell, Susan Langell, and Carbonator. What the hell's his name? I never remember. God, I'm so sorry, man. You're probably going to hate me. Anyway, so join us or check them out. They're cool shit. Also, check out my friend Lancaster's podcast as soon as I figure out what the hell it is, because I was supposed to be prepared for that, and I totally wasn't. But yeah, he's got a podcast too, and it's really cool. Anywho, we'd also like to thank Morgan BS Photography for our new logo and artwork. Check him out at morganbs.com. Email us at GNA Podcast, GNA Podcast at GNA with questions, comments, death threats. We don't care. We love them anyways. We love you. Let us know. Also, check out Horror Movie Night, which is the second Saturday of every single month. We do horror movie. Last Horror Movie Night, we did Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell. This next one coming up, we're doing Prometheus and Alien Covenant. So come join us for that, hang out, watch some horror movies. And, if we got enough people around, typically we'll hang out and watch a couple extra movies, just as long as people are awake, available, whatever. By the way, Humble Bundle, we have made $29.80 in the month of... Whoops, nope, sorry, that's for February and January. For February, we've made significantly less. Which I'll load here in a second. We've made $2.94 in February. God, I hate people. Nah, I'm joking. I love people. We've made $2.94 so far in February, which I think we're rolling out to the end of February, so I guess we're just going to call February a slow month. Last but not least, check out our website at www.gnapodcast.com. We've got all of our podcasts up there, pictures. We're going to try to throw some articles up there eventually. But yeah, go check that out. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me tonight. I had a ball. I'm very drunk.
And you too, dude.
And I will catch you all later.
Later, dude.